Irene E. Schoenberg has taught ESL for more than 20 years at Hunter College and at Columbia University in New York. She has trained teachers in those schools and at the New School University, and she has given workshops and academic presentations at ESL programs and conferences throughout the world. Irene is the author of numerous publications, including 2 levels of Future. How would you characterize intermediate-level students, and what are some implications for us as teachers?
It's very difficult to characterize an intermediate-level adult student. It could be Rosa, who's been in the country for 20 years and has never had the opportunity to study formally, or Unyang, who came to the country just a year and a half ago and began studying almost as soon as she arrived. It could be someone like Bekir, who came to the United States a few years ago and has taken a couple of courses. Intermediate students are different in other ways. They could be different ages. They could be in their 20s or their 50s. They could be of different backgrounds. They are of different backgrounds and different cultures. And students have very different aptitudes for language. There's someone like Ahmed, who I call my sponge. He absorbs everything. There are other students who find it much more challenging. But the role for us as teachers is to assess all our students and give them exactly what they need. Now, the Future program has wonderful paper tests, placement tests, end-of-unit tests, but it has something very special. It has performance-based assessments. There are 3 I'd like to talk about. The first is before you read, before you listen, before you write. And we ask a question. Why do we ask a question? Let me ask you. Why would we ask students a question about the content? Did you say to activate prior knowledge? Or did you say to perhaps build up schemata? Or did you say because it makes it more interesting? When you were considering the answer, you were doing exactly what we want the students to do, to get more involved and to consider what do they know, what don't they know about the topic. This is one way, a way that you can assess your students at the beginning. Throughout our lessons, there are many group and pair work activities. This is another time where the teacher can listen and can assess the students. It's a particularly good time to assess the students who are very quiet in class. Sometimes they're quiet because they're actually at a very, very low level and they can't answer questions. But sometimes they're simply reserved individuals who know the answer but are uncomfortable speaking out in front of a larger group. It's your turn to assess. The third performance-based activity in the Future program, and one which I think is really quite remarkable, is called Show What You Know. It follows almost every lesson, and it has the students review what they've learned and demonstrate their ability to use what they've learned in an open-ended, creative way. 3 ways that you can assess your students and help them.